Good afternoon and welcome to the back garden yard. Today's subject is composting. Now I made this compost for about $30. It's in ground, it has very little smell, and it's very easy to build. And so I'm going to show you first how you build it. The main thing you want to do is you want to select a spot that is a little higher than the rest of the ground, so that water won't flow into it when it rains, because you don't want to create a wet lake in there. You want it to just stay moist and compost naturally. So I have picked a spot on top of this hill and it's working very nice. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look at the fact that I've got two bins here, and one is the original composting bin. The second one is the finishing bin. So we'll open the finishing bin first. And notice I put these posts up here to just use to open it up again. And this is the finishing bin. And as you can see, there's nice composted material there. And it's actually ready to take out and take to the garden. Then we have the fresh bin, and if you're a little squeamish, don't look at this because it is composting vegetables and stuff right out of the kitchen. And so that's what we have. And so what we'll do is we'll stir this up, we'll take this finished compost out, and then we will put new compost in here, turn it all over, and then move the other compost over to the finishing, so we'll have room for new compost here. Anyway, so this is a tape measure, and it's about 6 feet long across here, and then these are about 3 feet long, the cross ties. So those are 4x4s. Everything in here is 4x4, and this is just plywood. I used pressure treated it, and then I painted it. And the reason is, of course, to keep from leaching the cyanide from the pressure treated wood into this. But I don't think it's leaching hardly any at all, because of the fact that, one, I painted it, and then two, it is you put it in, you take it out real fast, so it doesn't stay there very long. And three is the water is not flowing into the compost. Okay, so that said, to build it, all you have to do is run you a 4x4 about 6 feet long, 4x4 about 6 feet long on the front, and then these 3 feet cross ties. Put your piece of pressure treated plywood, put your little handle on it to make it easy to open, and a couple of hinges on the back. You can get all this for about, I guess, $30–40, and it is very, very easy to use and maintain. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the shovel and we're going to break up some of this new material that I put in there. Some pumpkins we kept too long. And then we're going to turn it over. See how it looks on the bottom. This has only been out about 4 days, and as you can see, it's starting to break down. There you go. Well, doesn't this smell? It would smell if you used meat, fish, seafood scraps. You can use shrimp shells, but don't use the shrimp. And then most of it is vegetables, and of course you can use some grass clippings, yard leaves, which you'll see I use yard leaves to cover it with at the end, along with some dirt. So anyway, that's how that's going to look, and I'm getting ready to put that over on the other side. But first, I'm going to have to take this out, and it's ready for the garden, so we're going to take it out and we're going to put it in the the wheelbarrow. Now the front half of the wheelbarrow, I've already got some dirt to go back in at the end. Grab this compost. And you don't want to dig it all the way to the edge. What you want to do is just use the middle of it. Get some more so you can see it now coming out. This is very nice. It's not 100% finished, but once it's in the garden, it will finish easy. And here we go. Let's get one more shovelful. Okay, so that's finished. Now we're going to take this out and just transfer it over here. Coffee grounds in there, coffee filters, there's napkins, eggshells, orange peels, just your general table scraps mostly. Looks like somebody forgot and threw a plastic bag out there. Can't have that. And that's about enough for the finishing. The more you chop it up, the quicker the compost. And then we're going to leave this here. And we're going to put in our new container. Alright, and then we're going to take this container and we're going to mash it up good. All right, there we go. Now, what you want to do, once you've got it all ready like this, is you want to cover it with a thin layer of soil. I go get the worst soil in the garden, and I'll put that out like this. You want to cover it up. More. And this keeps it from smelling, because it'll smell. You also want to pick a spot kind of away from your house and away from the neighbors if you can. That way you won't get any complaints. Calls to the health department that they're over there doing something stupid. All right, and that's enough. And then I usually keep some garden leaves handy. I'll show you the garden leaves. So I've got a pile of garden leaves, and what I'm going to do is just use my pitchfork, get me a little pitchfork full of those. Just scatter them over. You don't want to put too many over here because you got to save room for the next batch that'll come out of the kitchen. And the more you work with this stuff, the quicker it'll compost if you turn it. So I like to turn it every 2 or 3 days, especially in the summer when it's composted fast. And there you go, folks. There's no smell now. Everything's covered up. And so we'll close it back up. But I should get my tape measure out of there. Close it back up. I did put an extra board on the back just to keep it from sliding. And I like to put a brick on just to make sure that a raccoon or some other wildlife doesn't come in and try to eat out of there. Of course, every now and then we'll get a mouse or a rat or something will dig into it under there and get in, and then I have to get my mouse trap out and take care of the problem. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little